Welcome to your school community council. Yours is an opportunity to make a real, lasting difference in the lives of students in your school. You are touching the future because the wise choices you make with their trust affect the students' future. You are making history because Utah is the only state in the nation where parents, teachers, and the principal direct the use of school trust money. Your wise use of the funds will keep the money coming and growing. Ineffective or non-academic uses may result in the funds being diverted from councils. This DVD will help you understand the school trust, how it makes money, and how the money gets to your school. It will provide your school community council with resources and information to accomplish your important work. The handout that accompanies this DVD is available on the website. It will provide you with many useful specifics about the program. 7 million acres of Utah's land, about the size of Massachusetts, Delaware, and Rhode Island combined, were granted by Congress in 1894 in a trust to support our public schools. After 100 years, about half of the lands remain. The TrustLands administration manages those 3.5 million school acres today, like a business, with undivided loyalty to schools. The TrustLands administration is committed to optimizing the revenue from the lands while still being a good steward for future generations of students. Much of the gas that warms our homes or the coal that powers our lights comes from TrustLands. All the net revenue from gas wells, coal mines, grazing, telecommunication sites, and other uses is invested by the state treasurer in the Permanent State School Fund. It's the interest and dividends from those investments that your council will spend. Because all the revenue is invested, that means a cow grazing today or a gas well producing today will impact the education of our children and our children's children forever. The $1 billion fund is on its way to $2 billion, then $3 billion, then more. When councils are informed that there are threats to the revenue, your voice, your calls, and your emails to protect this revenue stream to schools make the difference. The Utah Enabling Act and state constitution protect the fund in law. But it is the choice of school community councils that ensure that the interest and dividends continue to go to schools. The rest is safely invested for future generations. The interest and dividends are the money you will spend this year, and you will plan for its use next year as you serve on the council. Look at test scores and make sure the way you are using their trust is truly impacting students.
Our school community council, at the beginning of every school year, sits down together to examine data. Based on that information, we make decisions of how the Utah TrustLands funds ought to be spent. We're here as stewards of the money to make sure that each child gets what they need in his or her learning. We're grateful for the funds because it allows us to provide extra offerings and supports for each of Utah's children.
School community councils come in many sizes, but large or small, every member has an awesome responsibility. The exceptional academic opportunities that you help to provide to all students, particularly the support given to struggling students, will light a love of learning. The opportunities your council provides may forever alter the trajectory of a child's life. Krista McCullough, the first teacher in space, said, "I touch the future, I teach." You too touch the future as you choose to create new plans or continue successful existing plans. Your council may choose to provide exciting science classroom experiences, reading aids, train teachers, develop programs to make math easy and fun, or provide accelerated classes. The programs your council creates may help your school inspire another Philo Farnsworth, the inventor of TV from Utah. Or David Evans, a Utahn who pioneered computer graphics. Another woman governor like Olene Walker. or another entrepreneur like Larry Miller, who kept the jazz in Utah, applying his public school education and hard work.
I love being a parent on these different committees. I feel like it's probably one of the best ways I can help my kids directly. I see what their needs are, I see the needs of different kids around us, and I feel like it's great to be able to pick and choose and help those teachers decide where that money goes. And I feel like more parents should get involved and do this. It's a great opportunity to really affect the kids and help improve our education.
Whether you are a parent or staff member, you were elected by your fellow parents or school employees. They trusted you to create the best academic plans for your students. Announcements will always be made well in advance of upcoming elections, giving interested parents and staff time to apply. The candidates receiving the majority of the secret ballot votes get to serve. Each term is for 2 years, and you may serve for up to 3 terms or 6 years. Half the council positions are open for election each year. The chair decides the agenda for the council meetings with input from the council, principal, and community. All parents and teachers should be given the council meeting dates at the beginning of the school year. An agenda will always be posted on the school doors and school website beforehand. Council meetings are open and everyone is welcome to attend. It is important for councils to keep the community informed of the opportunities and results of the school land trust plans. At the beginning of the school year, the council must provide parents with a report on the test scores and other results of the school land trust plan from the prior year. Councils must also send mid-year progress reports out to parents. Most importantly, councils focus on providing academic opportunities for students to achieve their potential. Your district will provide training to your council. As a council, the first thing you'll want to do is study your school's test scores. The data will help you select the academic areas the council should focus on.
At Brookside Elementary, the TrustLand money has been essential for us. We have found that our students are improving in their literacy rates. We've been tracking and documenting data to see if our programs are making a difference for students.
Every school will create an overarching school improvement plan. Your council will discuss many aspects of your school as you develop and focus your school improvement plan on what matters most. The plan will focus on specific steps to improve in academic areas where test scores are low. The school improvement plan also may include non-academic aspects of the school that are important, like school safety, school climate, and behavior. The school improvement plan is your council's big picture plan. Other plans that the council creates should be a consistent part of this big picture.
The TrustLand money is important to Utah schools because our schools are lacking in funding in general, and usually the funding is earmarked for certain things. Like if it's textbook money, you have to use it on textbooks. If it's for technology, you have to use it on technology. But this funding is based on your school improvement plan, so you can target areas that need improvement, but maybe there isn't any funding specifically to help it, and this funding can be right there to help it.
Each council will create a school land trust plan with their share of funds from the investment of the state school fund. Remember, the fund was created from the school lands held in trust for the children. As you create the school land trust plan, be sure to focus only on academic needs identified in your school improvement plan. Your school land trust plan must be academic and directly impact the instruction of students. You will be discussing and ultimately selecting the very best use of the money to improve student academic performance in your school. You may choose to create a new plan or decide to continue a prior multi-year plan if the test results show the plan is working.
The TrustLands money is very important to Utah kids. Utah, like many other states, has suffered funding cuts and budgetary problems, and this money that's been specifically set aside for Utah kids is just crucial in order to be able to make sure our kids can succeed. I'm very happy to be able to make an impact in helping the students at my school, specifically with my kids.
As a council, dare to dream. Be inspired by the possibilities you can create. Research plans that work on the SchoolLandTrust.org website or other educational websites. Carefully monitor your progress. Remember, you are touching the future for the students in your school. The plan you create can change the course of students' lives.
The TrustLands money is important to Utah kids because it allows us, particularly here at East High School, to lower class sizes and provide extensive academic development almost on a one-to-one basis with kids who otherwise may not be able to graduate from high school. So we work with these kids in significantly smaller classes, working specifically to target their academic needs and to help them learn and how to use what they know to become high school graduates.
It gives those kids who need that extra push, that one-on-one attention. Like, there's not much kids in the class, so each kid gets their single one-on-one attention with the teachers, and it's basically a second chance.
The choices the Council makes to empower students with a thrill of learning will have profound impacts. Council plans can teach struggling readers to succeed, inspire artistic yearnings, reward inquisitive scientific minds, expose students to the joy of writing, uplift understanding of history and civics, embrace technology, and inspire innovation. As you decide on a plan, be sure all parts of the plan are academic. If you have to wonder if a certain use is academic, it probably is not.
5 years ago, you'd walk into my building and you'd be transported back to 1985 style classroom with a paper, pencil, textbook, and very little technology. And what TrustLand money has allowed us to do, it's allowed us to transport those kids back to the 21st century with interactive technology. They're able to sit down in their classroom and interact with what the teacher's presenting to them.
First, your council decides how it will use the funds, what specific steps will be taken, and how to measure the impact. Then you are ready to develop a budget for what the funds will purchase. Typically, your principal will submit the plan on the website SchoolLandTrust.org. The website will automatically send a copy of the plan to the council chair and vice chair. The plan your council submits must be approved by your local school board, which ensures that your plan is academic, focused, and based on research. As a council, be sure to carefully follow your plan and get updates on its progress and effectiveness. In other words, be sure the whole plan is implemented. If circumstances change, your council may amend the plan with approval from your local school board. It is important for you to inform your community on how the funds were used and their impact on students.
It's very important that their legislators understand how important they believe this money is in providing them the right to affect their students' education with money that comes from school trust lands. And some legislators don't understand it, and the more they can educate them, the better. The more chance we'll have of protecting this money in the future for that purpose.
There's a wealth of information available at SchoolLandTrust.org. You can view materials other schools have developed. There are timelines and checklists so that you don't forget anything. You can see the funds your school has received in prior years and how those funds were used. You can view the estimated funding your school will receive for next year. You will even find your name listed as a council member. To receive information and alerts, be sure your email address is correctly listed, though it is not viewable by the public. From the website, you can also find the policymakers who represent you and how to contact them so you can keep them informed about the work of your council and the progress of your students. Letters, calls, and invitations to the school keep legislators supportive of the funding coming to your school. Be sure that after this DVD is viewed, all members of the council receive a copy of the handout that provides you with information you will need to implement this program. You can see that a council has many responsibilities, but remember, you may form subcommittees or task forces of council members and non-council members who may concentrate on specific plans and report back to the council for adoption. Your principal or district may help the council. Teachers and district or service center specialists may also help. You will also find much useful information on the School Land Trust website. Let's review the steps. 1. Elect a council. 2. Elect a chair and vice chair or elect co-chairs. 3. Study school test scores with input from teachers and the principal. 4. Focus on the academic areas where scores are lowest. 5. Create a school improvement plan. 6. Create or continue a successful existing School Land Trust plan to make the biggest improvement in student academic performance. 7. Create the other plans your council is responsible for. 8. Measure progress throughout the year. And 9. Keep parents, teachers, and the community informed mid-year and at the beginning of the next school year.
I don't know what our school would do without the money that we have received from the TrustLand. As I look around our school, every student, every teacher, and every classroom has benefited from the money that we have received from the TrustLand.
We dare you to dream. Be inspired by the possibilities you can create for children. Touch their future. They are worthy of dreams coming true with the opportunities your council created with their trust.